Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. The Hukamnama today is by Bhagat Kabeer Ji. It's in the RAAG SORAT'H, and it's on Ang number 654 of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Satnam Sri Waheguru Sahib Jiyo. Jab jariye tab hoye pasm tan rahe kirm dal khai. काची गागर नीर परत है या तन की है बड़ाई जब जरिए तब होए पस्म तन रहे किरम दल खाई काची गागर नीर परत है या तन की है बड़ाई काहे भैया फिरता फूलिया फूलिया जब 10 मास उर्द मुख रहता सो दिन कैसे भूलिया रहा ज्यों मधमाखी त्यों सठोर रस जोर जोर तन किया मरती बार लेहो लेहो करिए पूत रहन क्यों दिया देहरी लो बरी नार संग पई आगे सजन सुहेला मर कट लो सब लोग कुटुंब पयो आगे हंस अकेला कहत कबीर सुनहोरे प्राणी परे काल ग्रस कुआ झूठी माया आप बंदाया ज्यों नलनी प्रम सुआ कहत कबीर सुनहोरे प्राणी परे काल ग्रस कुआ झूठी माया आप बंदाया ज्यों नलनी प्रम सुआ. The Hukamnama today is in the RAAG SORAT'H. The RAAG SORAT'H being a RAAG of a deep sense of conviction, a deep sense of belief in something. This RAAG is so powerful, it's said that when the RAAG SORAT'H is played, even people who are totally unresponsive to other RAAGs are drawn into this RAAG due to the sheer power that the RAAG SORAT'H carries. And an even more powerful Bhagat Ji is talking to us through this RAAG today. So this power, hopefully, with the Guru's grace, will shake our souls. And Bhagat Ji, there's a story which is attached to this Shabad. It is said by some people that Kabeer Ji was once sitting and doing katha, and there was a line of people coming to see Kabeer Ji, and people were sitting down, and all of a sudden a horse and carriage carrying a very famous wealthy person pulled up. The famous wealthy person had a garland of flowers around his neck. He had people waving fans to cool him down, and he pushed the rest of the Sangat out of the way to get to the front to see Kabeer Ji. Literally had everyone shoved out of the way. And when he got to the front, the words which Kabeer Ji said are in this Shabad. Kabeer Ji said these words which we're about to read now. But these words, they don't just apply to that egotistical person, they apply to us today. And Kabeer Ji said, Jab jariye tab hoye pasm tan. Jab jariye, jariye means to burn. When the tan means body, when the body is burnt, tab hoye pasam. Tab means then, hoye means to become, pasam means ashes. When the body is burnt, when your body, Kabeer is talking to us and to that man, Kabeer says, when the body is burnt, which you have so much pride over, then it simply becomes ashes. Rahe kiram dal khai. Rahe, if the body is left and not cremated, kiram dal khai. Dal means army, kiram means ants and worms. Armies of ants and worms khai, eat away at your dead, rotting flesh. Kachi gagar, neer parat hai. Kachi means unbaked. Gagar means clay pitcher. So imagine a clay pitcher or gagar is a thing which is classically seen when you see a picture of a woman going to the well, or you see women going to the well in India. They carry a container on their head, and that's called a gagar, a pitcher. Imagine a pitcher, Kabeer ji saying, which is kachi. Kachi means the one in which the clay hasn't even been baked. It's not even solid. Neer parat hai. Neer means water. Parat hai means when it's poured in. When water is poured into that unbaked clay pitcher, it completely dissolves. Iya tanki eha badai. And Kabeer ji says, "O foolish man, O foolish people, iya tanki eha badai." Iya means this, tan means body. Ki eha badai means nature of. The nature of this body is to dissolve. When the water of death hits the unbaked clay pitcher of this body, it just dissolves. And then Kabeer ji says, "Kahe paiya, fir to phulya phulya." Kahe means why, paiya means brother. Oh brother, kahe fir to? Fir to means to strut around. Phulya phulya. Phulya phulya. Phulya, to pull, means to puff up, to blossom up, but not to blossom with love, to blossom with pride, to blossom with ego. And Kabeer ji was talking to that man who was wearing the flowers around his neck and saying, those flowers are flowers of ego, but he's talking to us because we carry those flowers with us as well. We may not see them, they may not be physical, but we carry them with us, mentally. And Kabeer ji says, why are you blossoming with pride, with ego? Jab 10 maas urd mukh rehta, so din kaise pulya. So din means that day, kaise pulya means how have you forgotten, kaise means how, pulya means forgotten. How have you forgotten that day? Which day? Jab 10 maas urd mukh rehta. Jab, when? For 10 maas, 10 means 10, maas means months. For 10 months, urd mukh rehta. Urd means up, upside down. Mukh means your face was upside down for 10 months. How have you forgotten that day? Kabeer ji is saying when we were in the womb. How have you forgotten that time when you hung upside down for 10 months? Kabeer ji is trying to tell us how weak and feeble this body is and how we have to connect with the soul. Rahao, Kabeer ji says, pause and think about this. Jo mad makhi, tyon sator ras, jor jor tan kiya. Jo mad makhi. Jo means as, makhi means the bee, mad means honey. As the bee eagerly wanders round from flower to flower collecting the honey, tyon sator ras. Tyon, in this way, sator ras jor jor tan kiya. In this same way, jor jor, eagerly, the fool collects what? Does he collect love? Does that person, does she collect love? No, they collect tan. Tan, it means wealth. waste all the energy. Jor means all of your energy, all of your power is devoted just to collecting wealth. And then Kabeer ji says, what happens in the end? Marti bar leho kariye. Marti bar. Bar means time. Marti means death. At the time of death, what happens? Those people who he or she has collected wealth for, those people say, leho kariye. Leho means take this way, take this body away. What else do they say? Poot rahan kyun diya. Poot means this haunted thing. Rahan kyun diya. Rahan kyun diya means why have you left this here? Everyone, even the closest friends say, take this person away, take them to the crematorium, take them to the funeral house. Why have you left this ghost, this haunted body, this scary thing lying here? Then Kabeer ji says, Dehuri lo bari nar sang pai, agay sajan suhela. Even your wife, the one who you were married to, bari means to be married to. Dehuri means only to the door. Only to the door of your house does your wife even accompany you. Kabeer ji is trying to say all these attachments we have, we should be looking instead of the soul. Kabeer ji says that wife who you've loved so much, Bari Nar, she's only with you to the door of your house, the Dehuri. And after that, Agay Sajan Suhela. After that, your friends and companions carry you on their shoulders. Markat lao sab log katam payo, Agay Hanse Kela. And even those people who carry you, how far do they go? Markat. Markat means the cremation ground, the funeral ground. Lo. They take you to the funeral ground, to the cremation ground. Sab log kutam payo. All of the people who you've known, all of your family, kutam means family, log means people. They only accompany you as far as the cremation ground. And then after that, what happens? Agay. After that, Hans. Hans means the swan. What? The swan of the soul. Akela means is alone. After that, your soul is alone. And Kabeer ji says, think about that soul. And in these two lines, Kabeer says, Kahat Kabeer, sun hore prani. Kahat Kabeer. Kabeer says, sun hore prani. Listen, O prani, O mortal. O prani means the one who depends on prana, life force. O mortal being who depends on the life force that God gives him. Pare kal gras kuwa. Pare means to be seized by, to be grasped by. You are in the grasp of what? Kal, death. Pare means to fall into. Gras means to be seized by, to be held by. You are grasped by Kal, by death, Kuwa. And you've fallen into this Kuwa. This Kuwa means deep dark pit. The deep dark pit of death is surrounding you. And still, we don't realize death is always with us. But we still don't think about the soul. Jhuti maya aap bandaya, jyo nalini pramsua. Jhuti maya. For false maya, the definition of maya is that which is false. So Guruji is saying, Bhagavad Ji is saying to us, so forcefully Bhagavad Ji is saying, Jhuti maya, this false maya, this false transitory world around you, aap bandaya. Bandaya means to be tangled in. We've entangled ourselves. Kabeer ji is saying to us, you have entangled yourself in the falsehood of maya, of the transitory world. And what happens? Jyo nalini pramasuva. Nalini means trap. Suva means parrot. You are like the parrot who is caught in the hunter's trap. Kabeer ji is giving us a great wake-up call here. Kabeer ji is saying to us, O mortal being, Cast away this ego, cast away these attachments, cast away this greed, cast away all the desires, and bring love into the heart of your soul. Otherwise, we're all going to end up in the same place. We're all going to go to the cremation ground one day. And it's better that before that day, that we've known the soul, that we've connected with the soul. Otherwise, as Kabeer says, Aage Hansa Killa, the soul-swan will go alone. I leave you with Kabeer's words to that man and to us. Kahe paiya फिर तो फूलिया फूलिया जब 10 मास उर्दमुख रहता 100 दिन कैसे फूलिया रहा। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।